里面可以拍照吗？还是不可以拍照？好，行。Maybe they've just copied this sign from somewhere else, downloaded the image from the internet. But anyway.
你们那个一个国家的400万，还没有武汉市一个市。
对呀，对呀，就是市。Good morning, folks, from a wet, drizzly Wuhan morning. We are searching for indoor places to go visit today, seeing as the weather is not the best. And one of the ones I've noticed you can get in for free is the Wuhan Police Museum. Now, given we got kicked out of a football stadium yesterday, it seems like a fitting one to go and see the police. Plus, I can probably tell you about a couple of run-ins I've had with the Chinese police when I used to live here. Now, it's a relatively straightforward one to get to. It's about 45 minutes just on one subway line, on and then off. But we better get a move on, because in fitting with the Chinese police force, police stations are usually closed for lunch for 2 hours between 12 and 2. So it's 10 o'clock now. We're going to get there around 10:45. They close at 12. I don't want to wait around until 2 o'clock. So yeah, let's get going. So when I first got to China, I was only 21 and basically knew nothing about anything. Probably still don't. But my boss at the time told me on arrival, we need to go to get you registered with the local police to say that we're staying here. Okay, that's fine. What I didn't realize was you're supposed to get that done within 24 hours. And my boss was particularly busy at that time, so we got it done late. Late means not only a fine, but also a trip down to the police station for an official interrogation and a confession. So we're talking almost 20 years ago, but as far as my memory serves, the interrogation went like this. My boss and I, she was my translator, went down to the local police station. We sat in one of the offices. The officer, a nice lady, asked me a series of questions. First one, what date did you arrive in China? I had already been there about a week, so I couldn't remember the exact date. She was pretty incredulous, I couldn't remember the date, but my boss answered for me. Then she proceeded to ask me why. Why had I not come to register within the required 24 hours? We just gave some kind of reason that we were too busy and that it slipped our mind, which is not a good enough reason. So was going to incur a punishment. Now, if memory serves, and again, we're talking 20 years, the maximum punishment, I think, was about 10,000 RMB. For context, my salary at that school was 3,000 a month. Happily for me, the boss of the school I was working at had a pretty decent relationship with the police. So they knocked the fine down to just more than a month's wages. And even happier still, my school took responsibility for it and they paid the fine on my behalf. Which is good, because otherwise I wouldn't have had much money to live. Because I hadn't arrived with kind of a whole wad of cash in hand. I was only 21 years old. So once the fine was paid, we had agreed to my wrongdoing. They printed out a confession, which basically accepted that I took responsibility for not registering within 24 hours, and I signed. My bad. Was it particularly harrowing? I mean, not really. At one point I had to get up to use the bathroom. I had pretty basic level Chinese at that time. When I went to use the bathroom, the chief of police was using the bathroom at the same time, and he was really friendly. He was like, yeah, you should come out for drinks at some point, which we did later on. Went out for drinks, well, went for dinner and drinks with my boss, the mayor, one of the mayors, and some other bigwigs. So yeah, I kind of got off pretty lightly with that one. My school paid the fine. Other than signing a confession, there wasn't much else going on. But yeah, if you're working in China, it's just kind of one of those pain in the ass things that you have to do. Every time you move house, you got to register your address with the local police station. Every time I come back here and stay with my in-laws, trip to the police station. Now hopefully our museum is somewhere up here. We still have just over 10 minutes until 11 o'clock, so that should give us just over an hour to look around, assuming we get here on time. More old builds which are getting knocked down. This area is kind of a downtown area, so not surprising. The building for this police station museum is supposed to be one of those kind of old, yeah, concession era buildings from the old German concession, so I think it has to be that one. That says police museum. Gate is closed, but there's an arrow pointing this way. 9:30 till 12. 哎，这个是那个警察博物馆吗？对。哪里进啊？这里。哦。里面可以拍照吗？还是不可以拍照？好，行。Well, folks, that's the police museum. Sadly, no filming allowed inside. I can see there's a helicopter up there, but I wasn't able to get up there either. I took some pictures for you, but how would I summarize the police museum? The first floor is entirely dedicated to the 76 days that Wuhan was in hard lockdown, and the work that the police did to help out all the people. Second floor is a bit more interesting. Well, if you find the pandemic interesting, the first floor is the floor for you. But second floor is just the kind of history of policing in Wuhan, all the way from kind of Imperial Chinese days, Republic of China, and then through to the current state of affairs. So yeah, the police there were all very nice. I had to give them my passport, I had to scan a WeChat code, had to register with my phone number, so it was kind of a very official process to get in. But sadly, as I said, no filming. You were allowed to take pictures with your phone. I made sure to ask very clearly before going in. But yeah, all the staff there were super friendly, so that's very nice. Healthy dose, some would say unhealthy dose of propaganda in that museum as well. I guess it's kind of to be expected. Yeah, little red book stuff, and the Gang of Four, all that kind of the spicy stuff from kind of 1960s, 1970s Chinese history. I guess I probably shouldn't be too surprised you're not allowed to film in the police museum, because government stuff is probably the main thing you don't want to film while you're here. Like the other day we went to the stadium number 1, there was rock climbing, all good. Stadium number 2, firefighters doing their thing, no. So non-government stuff should be on the menu. We're gonna head over across the Han River back into Hanyang and check out an old gate. It's one of those old style kind of ancient Chinese gates. I am actually not aware as to whether the gate is another one of these kind of modern ancient gates, which dates back to the 90s or not, but we will go find out. It's not raining, so we can do something outdoors. Let's go have a look. No tossing. Good advice. Also good advice.
谢谢啊。
不要紧，不要紧。
好，谢谢。
好，不用，慢慢来啊。
好，贺人一生平安啊。
We just took one stop on line 1, transfer into line 6, and we are going here, Chintai Grand Theatre. Worryingly, the guy who was coming into the station was holding an umbrella, folding it up, so let's hope it's not raining, because this place is entirely outdoors. Oh, it's pissing down. I can see the rain. Right, well, we can't sit around the subway station all day waiting for it to stop raining, so I can't imagine there's going to be anybody else stupid enough to be out here. Chinese people do not like the rain, but some kind of view. Let's explore this little park and see if we can't find the kind of namesake of the park, the kind of platform for this old lyre, the old kind of ancient instrument. Interesting prohibition in Taipei public parks. Unless I'm missing something, we're not in Taipei. Maybe they've just copied this sign from somewhere else, downloaded the image from the internet. But anyway, No graffiti. No urinating. No superstitious activities. No gambling. No fun. But they do have a smoking area, so you can't pee. You can't use a Ouija board. You can have a fag. Smoke. Right, Chintai is the place. That's the one we're after. I guess we try with Phoenix Square and Seduction Dance. That seems like us. Seduction. Apparently back in the day, we're talking ancient China, there was a guy who was a really good, I guess it's a lute rather than a lyre, a good lute player. And on his travels, he met another dude, platonic friends, none of the seductive stuff. And yeah, they played the lute, became best buddies. And our lute playing guy said he'll come back one day and play the lute with that guy again. They can hang out. They were BFFs. But when our lute player returned to this spot, he found his mate, his BFF, had since died of some illness. So he smashed his lute, never to play it again, despite him being quite the lutist. It's kind of a sad story for this park on a kind of miserable day, so it's fitting. 你好，
你好，
下雨了你也出来玩了？
你是拍什么？拍视频呢？
这拍这个风景嘛，但是今天
下雨是吧？
天气不太好，但是我只有1个月在武汉，我想玩一下，这个地方没来过。
这个地方还可以，
是吧？白天如果下雨不下雨的话，应该人比较多吧？
比较休息比较多。
是吧？周末？
周末多，周末不太多人了。
哦。
这个时候人很少，可以拍，但是光线不好。
是吧？那你是来干嘛的？你这么大的
拍鸟。拍
鸟哦，这是你的爱好。对。很好。退休了吗？
对。
哦，可以。你是本地的吗？
我是武汉的。
哦。
我姑娘在，我女儿在爱尔兰。
哦，爱尔兰是吧？
她下个月要回来。
就也是回来探亲吗？还是就回来定居？
一个朋友结婚。
哦，参加他们的婚礼。
对。
行，他
这个地方节假日，我上个星期天过来的，
是吧？
进不来，我就回去了。
人太多了
我就看
今天最适合啊，没什么人的，只有我们2个人。
我上次就回去了，星期天。
好吧，那我逛一逛。好，谢谢。
慢慢逛。
Our man back there reckons, well, he's out here bird watching, bird shooting with a camera. He says today's the best day to do it because there's no people here. He says on the weekends and on the kind of public holidays and stuff, he doesn't even bother to come because, yeah, there's just too many people. He said the place, like the kind of famous historical place I was talking about with this story about the lute player, that's this place. But he also said you have to buy a ticket to get it. Like, I'm not that keen. I'm not that much of a lute player, personally. Our man also said his daughter is in Ireland. They're wearing a Leinster rugby jersey, which is an Irish rugby team if you didn't know, so it's kind of fitting. I was tempted to show him the jersey, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that would have just gone over his head, or at least like, okay, cool story, bro. If you just look at that, it's kind of what you think when you think ancient China, right? The bridge, the lake, birds chirping. I mean, then there's life preserver and some bags of cement or whatever that is, but you know, high rises in the background. But yeah, a taste of ancient China in the middle of the city. I was just thinking our walkway back there didn't have any propaganda on it, but wouldn't be a park without the core values of socialism present somewhere. Just in case you forget while you're enjoying the peace and quiet, they're there to remind you. Some kind of mural displaying all the old ancient activities, and then randomly a door. I'm assuming it's for the paddleboarding club. But you didn't expect there was going to be a door there. This has to be the seductive spot. This is where you come, if seduction is the name of the game. With all the world to watch you. I'm assuming they have some kind of display here at times, but there's a big fence in the way, so. Looks like they're fixing things up. But nobody's at work today, I'm guessing because it's raining. They've even got the air quality index on display. Apparently we are in a healthy range of air quality today. It's kind of hard to tell because it's raining, but it's definitely been a wee bit smoggy since we've been here. Like some of those buildings on the horizon, at times you can't see them on a clear day. Maybe it's just mist. Well, I think we've seen about as much as we're going to see in this park. There is literally not another soul within viewing range. And it's now 1 o'clock. So leave the park, get some food, and then see if we can head down to the Riverside to see if I can find this ancient gate, because I could see it from the day when we walked across the Yangtze River Bridge. So I think we're in the right neck of the woods, but maybe we need to go for a walk or get on a bike. Just park wherever, it's alright. The little bike ride costs 1.5. I think I can see a place to have lunch. 就来碗饺子吧。
多少钱的呀？
一般是多少钱呢
15、18、20、25都可以。
就15吧。
好，什么馅呢？韭菜、白菜、玉米、香菇。
韭菜吧。
好。
这里离那个江边远不远啊？
不远。
不远，就转弯吗？
对。就是下坡就到了江边。
是吧？
你是从美术馆过来吗？
我们是这个月回来探亲。
探亲？
我老婆是武汉人。
我说你的武汉话怎么讲这么好？你这还会讲武汉话？
会一点。
不看你的人以为你就是本地的。
不会吧？
你说的挺好的，说的挺好。
可以点菜就可以了。这个是最重要的。
你是哪个国家？
我新西兰的。
新西兰。
对。
新西兰出牛奶哈。对，
牛奶是我们的特点，还有羊肉。
那个你们那个草原多哈。
对，草原多，因为我们人口只有400万，所以有很多地方可以养牛啊什么的。
400万。
400万。
你们那个一个国家的400万还没有武汉市一个市的。对呀，
这是市。
这不算大城市。
真的太不一样了。你们是本地人吗？
我不是这里的，我
什么地方的？
他是这里的。哦。我是江西的，你知道江西吗？江西
知道。哦，那有点远了。
有点连江西的那个路程都知道。坐火车要4-5个小时。坐高铁也要3个小时。
那你有多久没回去啊？
我好小就来这里了。是吧？我好小就来这里，我家的亲戚朋友都在这里。那个老家也去，就是每年过年的时候去一次。
过年回去。
这风俗习惯嘛，这里的。过年团聚一下。有时还没有去过。我来这里来了
你在这里上过学吗？
没有，我初中没读完就来了。
初中
我基本上快29年了，来这里。
那还蛮久的。好了。
干肉菜。
谢谢。
安走，
下次再见。 think we have a new winner for our worst parking award.
问你，
你问我？
哎，
现在2点过10分。
好，谢谢。
好，不用谢。Here we are, folks, stood at the spot where we could see from that bridge just the other day.